Okay, let's move on to the G-Men. Your G-Men versus the Vikings. The spread is 3, which is interesting because the Vikings have a far better record than the Giants do. However, odds makers only giving them basically just the standard home field advantage. 48.5 is the total. The Vikings are the first team with 12 plus wins and negative point differential in NFL history. Giants, they're great against the spread, 13-4 ATS this season. Vikings, however, 11-0 in single score games. That is the most one-score wins in an NFL season in the history. Vikings won 27-24. And you know, you had Greg Joseph with that 61-yard field goal as time expired to win that game. I know we think that the Vikings are frauds, and you know, you are a Giants fan, and I'm a Giants believer. I kind of think the Giants can win this one outright. What do you think?
You know they can win this game, Katie. This is a soft line. 3 minus 3. What is that? That's nothing. That's a pick 'em on a neutral field. And it just goes to show. Look at their record. You said that it finished 13-3, but had a negative point differential. I mean, that's astonishing. How do you win 13 out of 16 games and you got scored on more than you scored? I mean, that's unbelievable. That's like when you lose in your fantasy championship. You're like, this guy won with 1,500 points. I scored 2,000. I came in 8th. So, I just don't. We've been calling for their regression week in and week out, and we've cashed against them a number of times, whether it's the spread they didn't cover or what have you. Primetime Kirk in the 4 p.m. window. It's not even 1 p.m. Kirk. It's 4 p.m. Sunday playoff Kirk. The Giants, and I don't want to be a biased fan or suffer from recency bias, but when we played them last and lost by 3, we had that game won. We dropped the game-winning interception. So you know I'm a Giants fan. There's some bias involved here, but you know the game-winning interception was dropped. Rich James dropped a first down that probably would have sealed the game up too. And then Greg Joseph hits a 61-yarder to beat us. If that's how you're going to beat the Giants, barely get biased, and then at home you're laying 3, just the line tells me that the books aren't even that confident in the Vikings. But here's the thing. New York's a very popular and public betting market. I ain't the only gung-ho Giants fan that's going to go run to the window and bet my Giants. There's going to be money on the Giants. So that makes me worried, if anything, right? It's not like, ooh, I got the sneaky underdog. No, they're going to be a popular underdog. So we'll see what the market does. But right now, I'll take Giants plus 3. Grain of salt, biased fan giving you this pick. And I think they can beat the frauds here. We called for it last week. I'm not changing my prediction. Vikings are out in the first round. Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue. I love this. I think they could win outright. I might sprinkle a little bit on the money line in this game. And look, I think everything that you just said makes sense. And these Vikings, yes, they keep winning. And I know that their record speaks for itself, but this negative point differential is hanging over their head. Also, their defense, bottom 5 in the NFL in points per game, and yards per play allowed this season. It's the worst among the 2022 playoff teams in each category. Daniel Jones has been hot. Dable has been, drumming up some good plays. Saquon's going to go off. I would not be surprised, and I am going to sprinkle a little bit on this G-Men money line. And like you said, it is going to be a popular dog, but it's going to be a fight, and it's going to be in Minnesota, which will be interesting. But I just don't trust these Vikings at all. So give me the G-Men on the money line. Any prop bets you think it's your team that we should be looking at? I was kind of thinking about Dexter Lawrence when they have his tackles and assists. He's actually has 28 quarterback hits this season, the most by any player that's 340 pounds or more. And he also has the most quarterback hits this season by a player of that weight as well. Sexy Dexy, if you will. I might look into his tackles and assists. But anyone that we should keep an eye on for prop bets?
Wow. I love that. First of all, I didn't know that was his name. Love that. I love defensive props.
Dexy, come on.
That's awesome. You had a weight based stat. Like that was fantastic.
Well,
yeah.
I do it all.
Truly. We're waiting for more player prop markets to come out. So we still have to, kind of watch and see. And of course, Saquon is, everyone's got their eye on Saquon. His line's going to be crazy high, but a lot of the time that hasn't mattered. Like odds makers can't set it high enough, right? He just smashes it anyway. I might look at like Daniel Jones completions. I could see him doing a lot of quick hitter stuff, spread offense type of stuff. I'll get back to you on that. But as of now, I'm thinking about Jones completions. I'm thinking about Saquon anytime touchdown. And I agree with you. The Vikings defense is soft. So we're going to have to stop Justin Jefferson. It could end up being a weird a shootout, which Giants don't love to get into. And it's not really their style of game. So we're going to have to slow the pace down and play, measured Giants football. So to that point, maybe, completions and maybe a Saquon touchdown thus far on my radar.
All right. Love it.